Good evening. Welcome to today's video, and today we're going to be talking about the Bell Witch haunting. Before we start, if you haven't already, you should really consider subscribing. I do paranormal videos on Wednesday and Friday, and then on Sunday I do a vlog. So yeah, hit that subscribe button. So the Bell Witch haunting began in 1817 in Adams, Tennessee. The haunting began when John Bell witnessed a really strange creature on his property. John was outside tending to his property when he saw this weird dog-like creature. He said it resembled a dog in its body, but its head looked more like a rabbit, which is a really odd combination if you ask me. So not long after John witnessed this strange creature, the weird things started happening within his home. At first, the family started to hear like a scratching or knocking sound coming from outside the house and coming from the rooftop. But when they would go out and investigate, they couldn't find any cause for the noises. And then when they would go back into the house, the noises would start again. Shortly after that, they started to hear noises within the home. They would hear the same knocking and scratching sounds coming from their bedposts, but they would also hear as if somebody was choking next to them. And they would also hear like somebody was chewing or like a lip smacking noise. And if hearing somebody chewing next to you isn't creepy enough, the ghost or apparition or poltergeist started to become more violent with the family. While the children were sleeping, they would report having their covers ripped off of them in the middle of the night and having the covers thrown across the room. Speaking of getting your sheets ripped off of you, remember in Paranormal Activity when she has her leg like pulled off the bed and then the demon drags her down the hallway and the door slams? I was petrified for like months after watching that. I kept thinking if I had any one of my body parts outside of the covers, something was gonna grab me and drag me down the hallway. So it still kind of scares me a little bit. Now, one of the daughters was more of a target than any of the other children. She frequently said that the ghost would pinch her and pull her hair, and she even said that the ghost would poke her with actual like pins or needles. So since the activity was continuing and increased so much, they finally called the neighbor over to come and witness it. And he vouched for them. He said that he witnessed the exact same things that the family was reporting. He said that he was woken up in the middle of the night by these weird noises, and that his covers were being ripped off of him, and the family's daughter was being pinched and her hair was being pulled. So yeah, it wasn't long after they had the neighbor over that word got out to everybody else about the haunting, and people actually traveled from pretty far distances to come and see the Bell Witch haunting. So it was a kind of a big deal, like a big famous haunting in a way. Now, more and more people start coming to witness this, and as more and more people come, the spirit almost grows stronger, and it starts speaking and saying words, and then talking and like having a full conversation, which is really strange to me that so many people would hear this and witness it. And I wish there was like a tape recorder or something back then so that, you know, there would be some evidence or proof to this. As the apparition talked more and more, they noticed it was more of a female voice, and people started referring to her as the witch, and that's kind of where the Bell Witch haunting comes in. Now, the entity in the house, once it started speaking, it said that her name was Kate Batts. And if I remember correctly, Kate Batts lived near the Bell residence, and I guess there wasn't a real good relationship between the two, and I guess that's where she said she was going to curse the family or haunt the family. Something like that. I don't remember that part exactly. So now the witch made it very clear that she did not like John Bell. And even though she didn't like John Bell, she took a liking to his wife. And it was reported that the witch would leave like fruit for the wife and would sing for her. I don't know, it's just weird to me. I kind of have a theory that the wife was the one pretending to be the witch the whole time, because I mean, come on, a ghost having full conversations, like, she had to have been staging this somehow. I truly think it was the wife. Now, 3 to 4 years after the haunting, John Bell became very, very ill. It said he got really ill because he wasn't able to sleep at all, that this entity was constantly tormenting him, and it just took a toll on his body. It wasn't long after the haunting that John did pass away. He passed away on December 20th of 1820, and when he passed, it was said that the witch poisoned him because they found a bottle of liquid next to him, and his breath smelled like this liquid. And then when they gave a local cat a drop of the liquid, the cat died. So obviously it was poison. And that's why, again, I think it was the wife that poisoned him. But even after John had died, the witch still haunted him. And it was said that she was, mocking him at his funeral. She was singing songs and just being obnoxious, I guess. A year later, in 1821, the daughter that was a big target of the entity called off her marriage to her fiancé because the witch said that she did not want her to marry this man and was adamant about it and tormented her until she finally called off the engagement. After that, the witch said she was going to go. She was going to disappear, and she did. But she said she was going to return in 7 years. And true to her word, she did return in 7 years. In 1828, the Bell Witch returned and haunted the family again for another 2 weeks. Tormented them for another 2 weeks. And then she disappeared again. Now there's a cave nearby the house, and it's called the Bell Witch Cave now because people think this is where the entity or the ghost of the Bell Witch lives or resides. Now some people think that this cave is like a portal or a dimension or like a gateway to hell type thing, and they believe that the witch still resides there to this day. You can actually go there if you want. You can visit the Bell Witch Cave, which I think would be really cool to do. I would definitely want to go visit it. So yeah, have you guys heard of the Bell Witch before? I feel like it would make a really good horror movie. And I think maybe there is a movie out about it, but I think it's one of the lower budget movies. Which lower budget movies are fine, and some of them are really good, but I don't know. I don't think this one was that great. Let me know what you think about the Bell Witch haunting. Do you think it was a real ghost? If it was a real ghost, I mean, a real ghost having conversations and so many people coming and witnessing it, that would be incredible during this day and age if something like that happened. I don't know though. I don't know. I think for some reason it was the wife. I think she was staging it for some reason because, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I'll see you later.